Good morning and welcome to Hometown Living. I'm Abby, and contrary to what you might think, it is not the 4th of July. I am just dressed this way. But we wanted to talk a little bit about the garbage disposal today. And this is something that I think should be a new segment here on Hometown Living. What not to put down your garbage disposal. We have some of these sort of whites and beiges, different textures as well, which really add to the space. Maybe you can put in some pictures there of the people that you are taking a little time away from in your shed. If you need that break, right?
There you go.
Dan is joining us from the band The 1985 with some more super rad information on what's coming up. Dan, you look totally tubular.
I am.
Life is too short to own an ugly pen, and I love that, John.
This is a philosophy that I live with.
We are a morning show. We have lots of fun, lighthearted subjects, but to really bring attention to something like this in our community that's commemorating history and really honoring people who have been through a lot, who have been incredibly brave. Jason, it takes a lot to really recount anyone's life story, I'm sure, and to put it into words, but particularly with your story. Can you tell me about why you were really inspired to write this book? And that anybody can really achieve their dreams, even somebody like Spunky who maybe didn't think that he was going to be on this path. Spunky, what do you have to say about that? Spunky, how are you feeling this morning? Okay. All right, he's eating.
All right. Do you want the regular queso as well?
No, I'm all right,
Okay.
thanks. I call myself dairy light. I'm not dairy free, but I'm dairy light. Teaching girls to rock and roll. Girls Rock Michiana is a camp that aims to improve girls' creativity, confidence, and collaboration through musical engagement. And Mel is here with us this morning from the camp to share more information. Mel, thank you for being here and bringing this incredible instrument.
Of course, thank you for having me.
This is beautiful and stunning, and this is yours because you are a musician, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I play this beautiful bass guitar in a band called Sham here in the area.
And I'm sure that was part of your inspiration for becoming involved with Girls Rock Michiana. So let's talk about how that all started and how you got involved.
Yeah, definitely. So Girls Rock Michiana started in 2018. It was started by Professor Mary Kearney from Notre Dame.
She's near and dear to my heart, my professor.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
She is.
Yeah, so she was studying rock camps and in particular volunteered for the Austin, Texas Girls Rock Camp and loved the experience so much she wanted to bring it here to our area. And so she connected with Josh Airy over at the Music Village in downtown South Bend, and they started the camp.
Yeah, and so how did you come to get involved with it as well?
I got involved with it the first year. They were looking for volunteers, which, by the way, we are currently as well, if you're interested.
If you are interested, sign up, talk to Mal. We'll get you information about that.
Yeah, so I volunteered as a band manager, which is like a camp counselor, and band managers have a group of girls, a band if you will, and take them through the activities of the camp and watch them grow from beginning performers to rock and roll stars in the span of just 3 short days.
That is incredible that it's able to happen so quickly, to see that development. I'm sure that's really just a beautiful process to see them grow in their confidence and everything. But let's also talk about the inspiration behind getting girls into rock and roll. What is so important about that?
Yeah, sure. So research has shown that girls, relative to their male peers, see a dip in self-esteem around the preteen and adolescent years. So the Girls Rock Camp is an opportunity for them to get together and feel confident, perform with one another, and really share their voice, find their voice, and share it with the community.
And there are lots of different skills that girls can develop.
Definitely.
I know you were talking about this right here is something
Yes.
that they can make. What is this wonderful object that we have in our presence?
That wonderful rectangle that you see there is actually a log drum, and the girls will build this during the course of the camp. So it actually comes disassembled, and the pieces are made by a local woodworking company, South Bend Woodworks. And during the camp, the girls will glue it together and play them with rubber mallets.
I was going to say, I don't think I'm prepared to play it right now. I kind of wanted to just do a little bit of this, but that's probably not the full effect.
Yeah, and it's our STEM activity during the camp. So,
okay, well, it's great to have that incorporation as well, and to be able to take it home, bring the music home. But this is a partnership, as you said before, with the Music Village. Can you tell me a little bit about that space and how that partnership works?
Yeah, definitely. So this year we are actually, though the camp is offered by the Music Village and all of the instructors are from the Music Village, we are traveling across town to Harrison Elementary in partnership with the South Bend Empowerment Zone and hosting the camp at Harrison, which will be a first for us. And we're going to have our big showcase performance in their gymnasium. So that'll be really fun.
Ooh, to see all of the rock stars there. Well, if anybody wants to become a rock star, maybe they're looking to sign their daughter up, or maybe any girls are going to hop on the website themselves, how can they do that? When is the camp? How does registration work?
Yeah, so you can sign up on the Music Village's website, which is themusicvillage.org. They have a page called Summer Programs, and everyone can find the camp there. You can also get more information about the camp at girlsrockmichiana.org, and there's a link to registration on that page as well.
So you make it pretty easy for everyone. And Mel, I just also wanted to ask you about how has it felt to see girls really grow in their confidence, to develop these musical skills, and what kind of reactions do you get from girls who attend the camp?
It's amazing. It's truly remarkable. So many start and they are hesitant, they're timid, they're unsure of themselves because many have never even picked up an instrument before. And by the end of the camp at the final performance, they are singing, they are screaming, they are banging, they are strumming, and you can just feel how proud of themselves they are and how ready they are to speak their minds and share themselves. So it's a really amazing experience.
And it translates into the rest of their lives as well. So you are really making a difference with this. And we want to get all of our viewers that information to sign up for Girls Rock Michiana. You can give them a call at 574-245-SONG. That's a good one. I like that, Mel. And you can visit girlsrockmichiana.org or check them out on Facebook.
We're celebrating local makers, bakers, crafters, and more right here at the South Bend Farmers Market. And we're talking to a few of the vendors. Let's take a look. Keeflies are a South Bend tradition, and we are here with Trudy, or Mom, from Mom's Keeflies in the South Bend Farmers Market. Trudy, thank you so much for welcoming us into your space today.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Trudy, we were just saying these are a South Bend tradition. Tell
That's
me
right.
a little bit more about Keeflies and that history.
The history that I read through a little before my time, in the 1890s, folks came into the area, settled in the neighborhoods, and opened up the little bakeries, brought their recipes, of course, from overseas. There are Hungarian versions, there are Polish versions, and the Czechs came in and settled down through and had their recipes, and one of them was the Keeflies. There's baklava, there's kolach, but the Keeflies kind of stuck throughout the years. For the most part, most people just bake them holidays. We bake them all year long.
You're here all the
So
time.
we're always set up for ready for an order or call or whatever,
Right.
and we're here 3 days a week and Sundays on Mishawaka Farmers Market right now in summer.
But now, more than this being a South Bend tradition, this is also a family tradition for you, right?
It is.
And you have somebody special in a photograph over there,
Yeah,
right?
that's my mom. My parents actually. My mom was the one that I always trailed behind and made Keeflies with the neighbor ladies. So when we had a couple people inquire about Keeflies, anybody know anybody that makes good Keeflies anymore? I asked my daughter, I said, what do you think? You want to try the recipe?
You said, now it's us.
Got Grandma's recipe out of the box and said,
Right.
what do you think? And she said, yeah, let's give it a try. So she met some on her end, I met some on my end. They both loved them, and here we are.
Right.
That started about 2014.
And here we are now. So I know this Keefly right here is tempting me because I want to eat it right now. So while I take a
You go
bite of
right
this,
ahead.
can you tell me a little bit about your signature recipe that you came up with yourself?
Well, sure. Like I said, we started with my mom's the recipe my mom had in the recipe box, but problem was there was only half there. So I had to figure it out, and of course, olden days they did by the, they did by the ounce, by the pound, by
You
this.
had to
So you have to
modernize it.
learn the conversion, and I just kind of tweaked it out over time and worked out into where now we have fresh ground walnuts. We use egg whites, powdered sugar, a little citrus I use from the clementine. Some people use a lemon, but we use the citrus and the orange. And then my own original recipe we came up with about 5 years ago is a maple pecan. So it's pecans with a maple extract.
And it is absolutely delicious.
Thank
I'm
you.
telling you right there. So you will have to come and check out Trudy, check out Mom. You can call her Mom at Mom's Keeflies at the South Bend Farmers Market Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We are here at the South Bend Farmers Market with John himself from Handmade Stuff by John, where life is too short to own an ugly pen. And I love that, John.
This is a philosophy that I live with.
It really is. Well, John, we were just talking about the incredible story of how you came to really working on and creating pens. Can you tell that for us?
Certainly, I've been working on pens for 18 years now. started out with an accident. I went up in Edwardsburg to visit a friend of mine. He was making a pen, asked him what he was doing. He said, I'm making a pen, would you like to try it? So I sat down and it came naturally, and he said, are you sure you haven't done this before? Took to it beautifully, loved what I was doing. Then one day my wife says, you know, you have enough pens, you should start selling them. And I said, selling them? No, I want to
want all
keep
the
them all.
pens.
And she says, no, you want to start selling them. Okay. My inventory has grown to include
Right.
standard pens and mechanical pencils, theme pens, up to roller balls and fountain pens.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about some of that inventory too, if you're deciding on what kind of pen you want to get. So what's the difference that we have here between the rollerball pen and the fountain pen?
A roller ball is
Open this up.
is very close to a standard pen, but it is much smoother in writing for the simple fact that on a standard pen, the ink relies on gravity. In a roller ball, the ink is under pressure, so it flows much better.
Oh, okay.
Now, on a fountain pen,
let's talk
it's
about
a
this one,
totally
too.
different animal. It is designed with a point, and fountain pens have been around since signing of the Declaration of Independence and everything
Right.
else. Different style. Fountain pens use a ink cartridge or a bladder filled with ink.
Right, which we have right here, right?
Correct.
This little
That would be if you want to fill it from a bottle of ink. But it's designed to as a much more elegant style of writing.
And I think that this is great maybe if you want to feel a little bit fancy or historical,
Yes.
vintage. Absolutely. And like you said, there's really a pen for everyone, which is so important. And you should check out John and all of his cool and crazy stuff that he has here at the South Bend Farmers Market Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Check out the South Bend Farmers Market. Get a key flea, get a custom pen from John. Give them a call at 574-282-1259. Visit their website or check them out on Facebook.